Saturday, November 12th. This has been an interesting week. A quick recap of what happened in my week. We elected a new president. I'm not going to get into that at all just because that's not what this is about. Looking at school, I had a big econ test and a big stats test, which were probably the biggest things on my mind. I think they went pretty well. I got my econ exam grade back, and it's looking good. Now I just have to wait on stats. See how that goes. As far as business stuff goes, two kind of exciting things. One, looking at upties, which I haven't talked much about, and honestly I haven't put that much time into it for quite some time. Part of me is really bummed about that. The other part of me, and kind of the bigger part of me, is wanting to put a lot more time into that. I'm beginning to look at a few different routes as far as building out more of a team, but then also Milwaukee Magazine, which Upties was featured in a few months ago, reached out to me requesting some photos. They are going to feature Upties in their annual weddings edition of Milwaukee Magazine, so that will be fun to see that come out. There's a bird flying super close to my window. Exciting life I live, right? And then looking at the other business, we had a conference call with the manufacturer up in Minnesota. It's about a half-hour long phone call. Both of us are feeling really good about that and feeling good about where we're at. Yesterday, I worked out for the first time in almost 2 weeks with Ryan and Nick. It feels really good to be back at the gym and getting back onto that. The past week and a half has just been a lot. And that's not an excuse, and I hate saying that because it sounds like an excuse, and I guess it kind of is an excuse now that I'm saying it and now that I'm explaining myself, but it feels great to be back. Now, there's a really big lesson that I want to touch on, that I want to share a little bit about, and that is the idea of keeping a positive attitude. The idea of keeping that positive mindset when things get tough, what a positive outlook can do. I want to share a little bit of a video. Gary Vaynerchuk, well-known entrepreneur, a little snippet of one of his videos, Let's Make Positivity Louder.
I'm gonna struggle to the day I die of allowing yourself to look at glass half empty. I feel like now I understand it's DNA and it's wiring, and if you grow up with a mother who's extremely negative, it's a really tough situation to break out of. It's just proven. I've understood. You grow up in a tough town. I get it. There's a couple of issues with that. Number one, everybody's got stuff. The problem is nobody cares. Once you understand that nobody cares and you're complaining to empty air, you start going in a little bit of a different direction. And yeah, I mean, I like putting out positivity. The small minority of people that are mad and angry and hateful and dark are much louder than the big percentage of us that are happy and excited and feel great. And because of the way technology works, they are much louder than they've ever been before. And so I feel like as somebody who's got full of bright light and happiness, that I need to start getting louder about that as well, because that's the only way we're gonna combat it. If that's the thing that's gonna get the loudest clap so far from this conversation, that's what we need to be focusing on.
I want to touch on a couple things. Everybody has shit going on. Yes, your family, your close friends, they will be there for you, they support you, they do care. I'm not saying they don't care. Looking at my family, the past few months really have been really hard on kind of all of us, especially my dear mother. From deaths of best friends, to uncles, to family members, to losing our dog, to injuries. It's really easy to get down on yourself, to blame yourself, because your back is messed up. So you blame yourself, and that just drags you down. People complain about a lot of shit. They blame it. They have scapegoats for why they are who they are today, or why they treat people specific ways. They try and explain their negativity, or they don't explain their negativity, and they just continue to complain about everything that's going wrong in their life, as opposed to focusing on the good. It is so easy to get wrapped up in that because it is overwhelming, because we are human and it's hard when we have all this shit pressing down on our heads. I think especially when you are a student, when you are in high school, when you're in college, when you're in grade school. You have so much going on and I have to focus on school, but friends and drama and my family and sports and theater and all this other stuff. It would be quick to just be like, what the hell is going on? But when you take that step back, as I'm looking out from the 11th floor of my building, looking out at this beautiful blue sky, and I see the birds and the sun is starting to set, we live in a beautiful world. And I'm not trying to get all fairy tale or cute or whatever. Guys, we are blessed with the life that we live. We are a living person. You guys are watching another living person talk, and meanwhile I'm talking to an inanimate object that happens to be recording me. It's so quick, society is so quick to call you out for something that you did wrong. So quick to jump to the negative side, to not even look at the good in a situation and focus on the negative, and thus share and promote the negativity of a situation, whatever that might be. So with that, I urge you and I ask you and I challenge you and I challenge myself to continue spreading that positivity. Yes, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and yes, I can definitely get in a bad mood when I'm stressed and I have a bunch of stuff on my mind, and that's okay. That's natural. I'm not saying it's not okay for you guys to take a break, to just be by yourself for a little bit. I think you deserve that because you're human and you're freaking awesome because you are human. Same goes for me. I do take that time for myself. But I think we all need to play a bigger part in getting that positivity out there. For example, on the cheer team, one of my favorite guys, Demi, I know he watches this, I can't help but smile when I see that kid. He has no cheer experience. He throws himself into this completely new world physically, and the idea of cheer and frickin' throwing girls above your head, and he has the most positive mindset about the whole damn thing, and honestly about everything. He's got so much going on in his life, and he's in the middle of practice with this huge smile on his face. That positivity rubs off on other people. Imagine if the whole team was like that. Imagine if your whole class was like that, your whole family, whatever it might be. And regardless of what's going on in your personal life, regardless of how you were raised, what society is forcing upon you, what you're being taught in class, or what your quote friends are influencing you to do. Because ultimately it is on you. Ultimately it is on me to make that change, to stick to that positivity, to make that decision that I am moving forward, working towards my goals, interacting with other people, meeting strangers with that positive mindset. It is something so important that I think a lot of people look past. So with that being said, this week going forward, I challenge you guys to really be mindful, be aware, and be conscious of what kind of mindset you're exuding. What are other people thinking of you when you walk into the room? Are you bringing positive energy in? Are you bringing negative energy in? Are you kind of in the middle? But ultimately, where do you want to be? Because I think a positive mindset can make all the difference. I think it can make all the difference in the world, in your personal world, in your personal life, and honestly, in everybody that you interact. It can make a change in each and every one of those people's lives, whether you know it or not, and whether they know it or not. Thank you guys for watching. I know that there are people who watch this every week and look forward to it. Honestly, that means the world to me. Go ahead and share it if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up down below, and make sure you're subscribed. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and try and keep that positive mindset. We'll see you later.